The next gentleman is Marlin Poncho Wiley. Poncho, you can come up, and Helen can come up too. I remember Poncho's basketball coach, Lee Lowry, telling me Poncho Wiley is the best basketball player I have ever coached at Delano High School. Did you tell him to say that? Anyway, Poncho was all league in basketball. Went on to Bakersfield College on the state JC championship team and played baseball too, I believe, along the way. And he'll tell you some of the accomplishments and what it has meant to be successful athlete and student at Delano High School. Poncho. Talk into that like it's an ice cream cone.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gerard, for that introduction. I recall that many times, 6 years ago, I used to come to the house and interview me for the Delano record. Remember that?
I used to interview people. Now there's no newspapers anymore.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, congratulations to all of tonight's Delano High School Hall of Fame inductees, and to hear your stories. That's just great. Also, thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for my induction into the Delano High School Basketball Hall of Fame. This is an honor and a blessing, and it's a blessing to be amongst this class of 2023 inductees. First, before I get going, I'd like to thank my family, my daughter Tanya, and my son Terrence. My daughter Clarissa and Vanessa couldn't make it. I also want to thank my nephew Ricky. He's here. And my brother-in-law, Don Chandler. You all know Don, right? But I need to give a huge thank you to my parents. May they rest in peace. My brother Irene, my sister Irene, and my brother James. Also my sisters Geneva and Ann, and my brother Boogie, Al, and Ray. You know, they in so many ways, they gave me the support that I needed, the love, that kept me inspired. So they are the reason why this is possible tonight, so thank you. I can share with you so many experiences and stories about this game of basketball. From a little kid at Fremont Elementary, through high school, through college, and beyond. But today it's all about high school basketball. So I'm going to share the experiences of the 4 teams in which I played. I started playing basketball at the age of 7. I just had a passion for the game from the start. My first coaches were Mr. Byers and Mr. Collins at Fremont Elementary. I would play basketball after school so much that they would let me keep the basketballs because I would stay until dawn, deep dawn at night, just shooting by myself and just playing one-on-one against myself, imagining that I'm playing against all my NBA idols, my college idols, just one of those things until even when outside courts with the chain nets with no lights. So that's how I got started. So I wanted to play high school basketball since about the 6th grade. I used to come to the high school basketball game. I was just in 6th grade at the time, up in junior high. And so entering my freshman year, I'm gonna give you 4 stories of the 4 teams. My freshman year, I came in, I played for Coach Robertson. Everyone knew Coach Robertson. He was a good coach, he was respected. So one day, my freshman year, every time after practice, we would have free throws, you know, to finish the practice. And so one time we're shooting free throws, and excuse me, and I was shooting 7 for 10, you know, then we rotate. I said, well, man, I know I can do better than that. So then I started to, the next time I was around, I said, well, I'm gonna take the free throw from the corner of the elbow, the free throw line and the elbow of that corner, right? This angle rather than straight up. I made 10 in a row. And matter of fact, I made 15 in a row. And then Mr. Robinson came up to me, he goes, hey, what are you doing? I go, Coach, I just made 15 in a row from right here, and that feels good. He goes, do you want to play for me? I said, yeah, of course I do, Coach. He goes, okay, well, you're going to come over here and shoot them right here. I said, but I don't care if you made 50 in a row. You're going to sit them right here in the center. Well, of course, I had to do that because I continued to play basketball. So, but we had a nice freshman team that year. I think we took second behind Porterville. Porterville was really tough that year. So entering my sophomore year, you know, back then they had freshmen, frosh soft, JV, and varsity. Entering my sophomore year, I wanted to play JV. I didn't want to play frosh soft. It was the same group that I had played with my freshman year. And I knew I could play junior varsity. So during tryouts, I would ask Coach Ginger, who was the JV coach, and Coach Lowry to play 2-on-2. One-on-one free throw contest, just to let them know that I want to play JV. So anyway, Coach Lowry came up to me one time, and they were making the final roster. He came up to me and said, congratulations, you made the varsity. I go, I did? He goes, yeah, you made the varsity. And so I figured, well, okay, maybe I thought this was temporary because you have a lot of the football players who played basketball still playing football. So I thought it was just temporary. So anyway, once the final roster was set, varsity roster was set, I was the only underclassman on the team. All seniors and me, little old sophomore. So, but anyway, that year, George Alvarez, he took me under his wing. He was a senior, talented. I know Rondo knows, my brother Al knows, they played together in high school. He had a really nice jump shot from the key. So he took me in, he was a senior, and kind of molded me. And we had a good team that year. We had a smooth jumper in Dave Fernando. I mean, Dave was just a great player. We had Big Bill Valoff. You remember, I don't know if you guys remember Big Bill Valoff. He was a monster inside. And so, so I got a lot of experience my sophomore year at the varsity level. The highlight that year for me was making the EYL, UC Assembly League honorable mention. And I had missed second team by 1 vote. So that inspired me for the next season. And the other highlight that year was making the Polly Williamson all-tournament team as a sophomore. And you had guys like Greg Dean and Tulare Union, they were Valley champs and EYL champs. Ted Roach, Tim Wilson, Mount Whitney, Redwood, and those guys, they were all Valley players. So as good as that team, that was probably the most complete team. We had size, we had shooting, but we were in the EYL, a tough EYL that year, so we took 4th behind the Valley champs and Tulare Union. But anyway, that set myself up for the next year, my junior year. And I was the only returning starter. So I'm saying, we had a pretty decent JV team coming up with a mixture of underclassmen, seniors and underclassmen. So when that team came up, there was a player named, with all respect, Hubert Rabinoff. I asked Hubert, said, hey, look, Hubert, man, we're gonna need to carry this team this year. So we were a great pair. His shot was automatic. We were fast. He handled the inside. I handled the outside. The inside. He handled the outside. So we were small. We were outsized, but we were quick. But this is probably the most fun team that I played with. We just had a lot of fun, and we took 3rd in the league that year. So now I'm leading up to my senior year, and we had experienced players coming back. Had myself, we had Nick Valoff, Greg Moore. We were all East Yosemite League, all league that year. Coach Lowry came to me, and he said, you know what, just go out this year, it's your senior year, and go out and have fun. I go, well, I'm having fun, Coach. He goes, be you. I said, I think I'm being me, Coach. So anyway, I kind of got it later on. You know, he goes, roll all your accomplishments, your experiences that you have attained here in high school, and make it the best this year. So I told Coach, I said, okay. He said, it's your team. First time he said that in the 3 years, it's your team. So that kind of gave me some relief. I don't want to say relief, but it gave me something like, okay, I can really be me now. So that year, I told my coach, I said, look, okay, my goal was to win the EYL, the East Yosemite League. We hadn't done it since 1958, the year I was born. And I also made a goal for myself to win the East Yosemite League Most Valuable Player Award. So I made those two goals for myself so I can push the team. So anyway, we were 20-7 that year. We started off pretty good at 11-6 before entering the East Yosemite League. So at the end of 10 games, we were 9-1. The first 3 games, I came out ready. First 3 games, I was averaging about 29 points a game. And so I was very inspired and ready to play, to get us out on a good start. So anyway, we ended up winning the league at 9-1. EYL champs for the first time in 19 years. That same 10-game span of the EYL league, I broke Mark Fernando's scoring record, EYL record, and also at the end of the season, I broke John Vermel Sr.'s Delano High School record. So those were my 2 goals, and though we lost in the playoffs soon after, but it was a good season. And that team I was most proud of because, you know, we all came together. We all came together to make that happen that year, to win the championship for the first time in a long time. So before I go, I just want to say, with all the many awards I have achieved playing high school basketball, there is one award that I always cherish, and I've always pretty much kept to myself. And that is the San Joaquin Valley Athlete of the Week Award. I remember Coach Laurie and I driving up to Fresno for the award luncheon. The high school basketball award for San Joaquin Valley Athlete of the Week was between myself and Kim Johnson. He was out of Tranquility High School. He was about a 5'11" guy, had hops, scoring about 20 points a game. He was a 5-time nominee for this award. This is my first nomination. So I'm figuring, oh, he gonna get it. He gonna get it, I ain't gonna get it, you know, stuff like that. So anyway, once everything was done, we talked, you know, we congratulated. He heard about me, I heard about him. We congratulated, hey, good luck, and et cetera. So since this is my first nomination, and to my surprise, I recall the media announcing that I had edged out Ken Johnson from Tranquility High School for the award by the San Joaquin Valley Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association. I didn't expect it, therefore it's most cherished. Being a varsity basketball player at Delano High was an awesome experience I won't ever, ever forget. I'll always treasure the memories that I've experienced from coaches, teammates, and other schools and players that I played against. And I had the opportunity to play with a lot of players, Valley caliber players. So basketball has shaped my life fundamentally in many ways, such as discipline, passion, hard work, and the friendships that allow me to apply and receive well after basketball. So thank you, and God bless you.
I think I must have taught like 8,000 freshman English classes, but I never had Poncho. I think the only person I had is Ann in the family. Is that right, Ann? Yeah. I don't know. It didn't give me any of those good Wiley kids in the other classes. Okay, Helen, I need you and Jerry to come up here. Oh, Helen's already here. I knew, no wonder I couldn't see her over there.